Great news, everyone. Not only has SearchBot been upgraded to the latest ChatGPT 4.0 mini model, but SearchBot now has internet access. Talk about an upgrade. Ready to feel the performance boost? Visit searchengineland.com/searchbot to get started.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Keyword Targeting Makes Search Marketers CTV Pros, even if they don't know it yet. My name is Eric Hatzenbuehler. I'm a Director of Performance Marketing here at Mountain, and my background is in search marketing. So I'm a born and raised search marketer. That's my primary area of expertise. And even to this day, I'm still hands-on on a lot of search platforms and in our campaigns. So very excited to talk to you today about how you can, as a search marketer, bring those skills into the CTV space. So first, we're going to talk about how to apply your performance marketing skills in CTV. As the title may hint, you've already got those skills, and the transition is a really smooth and easy one to make. We'll talk about ways to implement the keywords you already use in your paid search channels and other paid social channels, potentially on the TV screen with some really unique capabilities Mountain has to offer. And then how that expertise and strategy of search really applies to CTV, how that can be applied to your account structure, campaigns, kind of that same way of thinking, how it works in the CTV world. So let's dive into it. First things first, there's no training necessary. As a search marketer, you've got what it takes. You can take those same concepts, thinking about how as a search marketer, we're always testing and we're always trying new things and playing around with copy and targeting and keywords, and really that whole mindset and approach fits perfectly in the CTV space. One thing to know too is that connected TV is really an essential component of a search marketer's tool belt these days. And the reason being, it really helps generate new demand, and we'll get into some specifics later on around how it really helps boost your paid search performance alongside the direct results you'll see from CTV campaigns themselves. And if you're new to CTV, you don't have to worry. Like we've talked about already a little bit here, you've got those skills, and that transition is a really easy one to make. So what types of strategies can you take from search and bring over to CTV? One is think about creating a sophisticated campaign structure. This is more in the sense of traditional search campaigns. There are a lot of new campaign types that exist for us as search marketers that tend to kind of take controls away from us. We're left with a little bit of a black box from a reporting standpoint. Optimizations are more automated, but really think about how you have structured your search account and apply that same concept to the CTV space and your Mountain accounts. And what you can really think about is how you want to optimize your budget. Think about a funneled approach, hitting those users at the bottom of the funnel, what sort of budget you want to apply to them to make sure that you're hitting them and really maxing out the potential reach and deliverability of that audience. And then you may have mid-funnel audiences that are, somewhat familiar with your brand or your industry. And then you may have those that are prospects and true prospects at the upper end of the funnel you want to get your brand in front of for the first time. So you can kind of think about structuring your CTV approach the same way on the search side, how you would with brand campaigns, non-brand, maybe you've got some competitor campaigns. Obviously you're allocating budgets accordingly within each of those buckets, maximizing brand potentially, make sure you always have 100% coverage or as close to 100% coverage there as you can. And then on the non-brand side, kind of finding your keywords that are really core for your industry, that have a lot of search volume, convert well versus those that are really, really broad and in the initial research phase. So take that same mindset and approach to CTV. And if you're looking for budget to really start or kick off a CTV campaign, much like we do already today, look at which keywords aren't performing for you. Where do you have opportunity for, maybe you have a lot of impressions, a lot of clicks, and there's a lot of cost associated with that, but you're not seeing the performance in terms of conversions or whatever action you may be looking for from those campaigns. Think about repurposing those dollars into the CTV space, because as I hinted at, and we'll talk about here soon, it will really help boost the performance of your search campaigns in addition to the performance of your CTV campaigns. And then much like CTV or like search, in CTV, it really is a test and learn, hypothesis driven environment that we want to create, an account that we want to create, constantly iterating, making small improvements and tweaks here and there. And, over time, the 1%, 2%, 3% improvements you see with each of these tests ultimately add up to drive some pretty significant gains in performance. And those optimizations really help your account over the course of, 3 months, 6 months, a year, et cetera. And really making relevancy a key component in the CTV space is really important, much like it is with search. In search, there are actual scoring models that kind of rate your ad and how relevant it is to a specific query. Think about that same mindset. You want to produce ad copy on the search side that closely matches what the user is searching for. You want to be relevant. You want to make sure that, if someone's looking to purchase a certain type of shoe or product that you sell, that you're being as relevant as possible to that query with the copy that you're providing. And also tying your copy into the landing page experience itself, making sure that there's a consistent message there, consistent themes. That can be really important for a user experience standpoint, help improve conversion rates, things like that. So think about tying whatever creative you may run on the CTV side into your existing search messaging, your existing social messaging, and ultimately the landing page and the site you're driving to as well. Brand safety. CTV is maybe the best channel out there for brand safety. I'm sure as search marketers, as performance marketers, you've all run campaigns before. I know I have, where you feel like you've got a good handle on brand safety and you check the boxes and eliminate the categories that you want. But at the end of the day, it can sometimes, be up in the air whether or not those really take effect the way that you're looking for and the way that you hope. And with CTV, you really don't have to worry about that. This is premium inventory. You don't have to worry about competitor placements showing up during your ad like they do on a search results page where someone's looking specifically for your brand and other competitors are, including copy and calling out things that aren't true about your business. And you're trying to combat that. And you don't have to worry about all of that. Or even on the social side, there's anything can appear in terms of the feed and above or below your promoted post within a news feed or, a feed on any social channel. And again, not something you have to have concerns about on the CTV world. So premium networks, premium inventory, you own the most important, screen in the house from a living room standpoint. So really solid brand safety there. And then from a creative standpoint, think about, using existing assets you have on the social side, repurposing those. If you need really solid CTV creative, it can be easier than you think to get started. And then ultimately uploading that just like you would an ad on the social or search side, very straightforward. And, you can be live very quickly. Mountain Match is something that we're really excited about. And as a search marketer and as someone who also manages our own Mountain campaigns through the Mountain platform, something I'm very excited about as well. So we've taken the keyword-based approach that we're all familiar with on the search side and brought that to CTV. So we can connect you with high intent audiences all over the country based on the keywords that you enter and what is relevant to your business and your site. So it goes beyond just the, kind of wide net of compiling a bunch of third-party audience segments into a campaign that all sound, like they'd be somewhat relevant to your business, and hoping for the best and trying to understand, all right, I've got 30 different audience segments in this campaign. Which of these are working? Which of these aren't? With Mountain Matched, you can take the keyword-based approach and feel really confident that you're matching against users who are showing intent in the keywords that you've entered for your business. And really getting into how it works, we'll create a keyword profile of your most ideal customer based on your website, mobile app data, and then you, of course, have the control to add and remove keywords just like you do on the search side. So we'll kind of start with that seed list of keywords, but you have full control over adding and removing additional keywords from that. And as you do that, your audience will build alongside that experience. So you can get a sense of potential volume, which keywords have, a large number of households, which have lower numbers, but maybe really high intent for you. And then Mountain will automatically categorize them into these 3 buckets: high intent, medium intent, and maximum reach. And we'll help even optimize your budget in each of those buckets so that you're maxing out your high intent audience before your medium intent and maximum reach. You're getting the best bang for your buck that you're investing on the Mountain Match side. So you can see the definitions here. High intent, those are the households and audiences most likely to visit and convert today. Medium intent, much like a mid-funnel approach, those that are likely to visit and potentially purchase in the near future. And then max reach may be those that, show some interest in the general industry, but may not show a lot of existing knowledge of your brand or something like that. And you want to get in front of them. Think of them as more of that upper funnel approach. So that's kind of the how it works. But ultimately, it's something you have full control over, from not only, of course, a budget standpoint, but the keywords that you're targeting and what you want to add and remove there. And then from a reporting standpoint, you also get insight into how those individual keywords are performing. So which specific households, match a specific keyword, you can see the reporting on the back end. So if you, instead of just kind of adding, 25 keywords to a campaign and looking at the aggregate performance and thinking like, okay, I'd like to improve this, but I don't know which ones I should remove. Should I be adding new ones in? You can actually go into the keyword level reporting and see specifically which keywords maybe are underperforming what you're looking for, those that are maybe overperforming, and make optimizations accordingly. So really exciting stuff. And again, as a search marketer, really common understanding and approach and strategy for us. And ultimately, as we talked about here, that budget planner tool, and this is an exact view that you would see and how you're kind of building these keywords. On the right-hand side there, you can see that composition. I know it's a little bit small, but you can kind of see the total audience size. And then that green, orange, blue icon indicates the buckets of high, medium, and max reach in terms of intent. And you can kind of see what those numbers look like. And then ultimately, as you're thinking about what do I want to invest, we'll give guidance on how much budget is required to really max out that high intent, max out that medium intent, and start to dip into the max reach bucket. So you can feel confident that your next dollar invested into the platform is still going against users that are showing high intent, if that's what you're looking for. But if you really want to scale, you have the options to increase that budget to ultimately touch the medium and max reach buckets as well. And then Mountain has other targeting capabilities, of course. Mountain Match is a really exciting one, but all of those that you'd be familiar with on the search side. So retargeting, anyone who visits your site, takes certain actions, shopping activity, specific locations, things like that. All of that is available within Mountain from a CTV standpoint. So your traditional retargeting campaigns, you want to make sure that users who come to your site maybe don't complete a purchase or don't complete a desired action for you, they go into a separate campaign. You want to make sure that you control the budget there. Maybe you want to serve them a different set of creative or provide an offer of some sort, enticing them to come back to the site and make that purchase. You have the option and ability to do that. And then CRM targeting as well. You can upload a list of your data, your existing customers, and we'll match, across the households in the US using proper privacy standards and everything so that you can reach your own data lists and your own customer lists in a really effective way. Again, you can kind of slice and dice that data however you'd like. If you want to, target sort of your core customers and make sure that they're receiving specific offers, or if you want to provide, unique sales, unique creative to those that fit certain segments of your business, you have the ability to do that. And you can upload those lists and match against households in the US. And really, the exciting thing about this and about CTV and what Mountain brings to the table is that this unlocks the television as an advertising medium for everybody. And historically, the television really has been off limits. The TV has been reserved for the biggest spenders, the biggest companies and organizations and advertisers. It's been incredibly expensive to not only purchase the placements themselves and the inventory, but also develop creative that is effective and kind of matches the production quality that TV requires. And that just isn't the case anymore. And one of my favorite stats is that second bullet here. 90% of Mountain customers are first-time TV advertisers. So they're those that are familiar with digital and performance marketing. They're running search campaigns, they've run social, and they're really looking to kind of unlock the scale and efficiency of an advertising and marketing mix beyond just those core channels. Those can be great for capturing demand. They can be somewhat effective at generating new demand, but there's no medium or placement as effective in history for advertisers as the TV. And this really helps democratize the TV industry from an advertising standpoint. So any business, big or small, has access to serving ads at premium times during premium content, premium inventory, and just adding that to your mix unlocks so much for the rest of your marketing mix and your overall performance as well. And I'll talk about that a little bit now. So I've alluded to, the impact on your search campaigns, your social campaigns, and what you benefit of this halo effect from running CTV campaigns, in addition to, of course, the direct performance from running these campaigns themselves. And, we've run our own studies and taken a look at our own data. And when CTV is added to an existing marketing mix, performance marketing strategy, it boosts the results of both search and social. On the right-hand side here, we have a couple of the metrics from the search side of things. We've seen, comparing kind of those pre and post time periods when advertisers have added CTV to their mix for the first time. We've seen 22% stronger conversion rates for paid search, 19% longer average session duration, looking at GA data and other analytics platforms within paid search. So you're seeing higher quality traffic and higher converting traffic coming from your existing search campaigns without making any major changes, any adjustments to your existing strategy within that channel. Adding CTV is boosting the performance there. So, that can just be incredibly impactful where you're seeing increases in your brand search volume. You may want to bump those budgets up a little bit when you launch CTV to sort of account for the potential increase in demand there and what we've seen is an expected increase in demand. So you can not only boost your performance by adding a new channel in CTV, but you're boosting the performance of your existing channels as well. And I know as a marketer, all we're trying to do is improve efficiencies and improve scale and help businesses achieve goals and things like that. And this can just be such an easy way to, kind of do both at the same time across a couple different channels. So really exciting stuff. So to wrap things up, as a search marketer, as a performance marketer, you've got the tools. There's no skill you need to learn. If once you get into the Mountain platform, it will feel like every other advertising platform you're familiar with. You'll understand the terminology. You'll understand the layout, how to upload creative, how to launch a campaign, put in budgets, set goals. All of that will feel familiar for you. So there's no, big learning curve that needs to take place. And then ultimately with Mountain matched keyword functionality, the approach as a search marketer that you've taken historically can really just be ported over into TV. Take your existing top performing keywords and start with those with your Mountain match campaign. See how those perform. And then of course you can expand or reduce that list from your initial performance, which you get insight into from a reporting standpoint, which is difficult to come by these days, of having true transparency and insight and feeling like you have enough data to make optimizations and really improve your performance. So Mountain Match can help kind of make that transition even smoother than it has been because you're familiar with keywords and how you kind of have structured and targeted keywords on the search side. And then adding CTV to your mix, as we just stated, not only helps generate new demand, but makes your existing channels perform even better than they do now. So, just really kind of no-brainer stuff in terms of generating new demand, driving direct performance through CTV, and then ultimately improving your existing channels and marketing mix as well. And that's all I've got. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Click the agenda link at the top of your screen to choose your next session.